Am I the asshole for asking my girlfriend to dress more sensibly on a walk? My girlfriend and I, both 30, go on this trail by the river sometimes. It is about an hour each way and most people are in casual or sporty clothes. The first few times we did it she wore a maxi skirt and high heels and I felt like it was really out of place. I told her after the last time that next time she should dress more sensibly. She claimed it was fine but it is really out of place and even if she won't admit it she definitely struggles particularly at the end of the trail where it is not paved. Everyone looks at her and she even gets a few comments especially about the shoes so I wonder if she does it for attention. We went again recently and she showed up in the same type of outfit. Long skirt, heels clicking on the ground, makeup done like we were going to dinner instead of a walk. I felt embarrassed walking next to her because everyone else was in athletic clothes and she stood out. I reminded her that I had already asked her not to dress like that for this specific activity. She told me I was being controlling and that she can wear whatever she wants. I feel like she is deliberately ignoring what I said but at the same time I do not think it is unreasonable to expect her to fit the setting. Am I the asshole for saying something? Being concerned about her rolling her ankle with heels on uneven ground is a sensible concern, whereas, OMG everyone else is wearing athleisure and my girlfriend is not, is just. Why are you more concerned about yourself and other people's opinions than her safety? People keep saying hike, but in his comment he says it's a pavement by a river. So an hour walk on a flat pavement by a scenic area I'd call that a leisurely stroll. It doesn't require particular clothing attire. I've walked around my town for this duration in wedge heels. If they're comfortable it's fine. I am relieved to tell you no one out there is evaluating what she's wearing. They don't care. You throw in that she has trouble walking, but your real concern is obviously how she looks to strangers. You are the asshole. Edit. This sub is disproportionately crammed with gossip girls. Yeah, some people make themselves feel better by mocking strangers. The majority won't care enough to bring it up. It doesn't affect anyone but her and therefore isn't worth remembering. Op seems to think he, and his girlfriend by proxy, are the sun in everyone's solar system, not just theirs, but I'm sure pretty much no one gives a shit what she wears. You are the asshole. I reminded her that I had already asked her not to dress like that. Dude, controlling much? You can suggest sensible shoes if she seems like she's struggling, but it's her decision what she wears. If she wants to wear heels, that's her call. You care more about what people think when they look at your GF than about your GF. And it shows. Don't bag a baddie and then complain about how badass they are. Dude, she thinks you're proposing. Am I the asshole for refusing to become my dad's legal guardian even though my family wants me to? I, 25F, have a very complicated relationship with my biological dad, 53M. He was never really present in my life. When I was a kid, I would see him every other weekend, but 80% of the time he was drunk and passed out, 10% he just never showed up, and the other 10% he was actually fun to be around. He never came to any of my school plays or events, except my high school graduation. My stepdad has always been there for me. He always showed up to every event, supporting me, giving me advice, and basically being the father figure in my life. My biological dad has struggled with addiction and mental health issues for years. And it's gotten worse in the last 10 years. He hasn't paid rent in a while, his apartment is often filled with alcohol cans, cigarettes, and even cat and dog poop. He's tried to hurt himself several times. He's currently hospitalized. Me and my dad's side of the family have always picked up after him after being hospitalized, such as cleaning his apartment, visiting him and emotionally supporting him. He's tried stopping his addiction. We've talked to his social worker, but his psychiatrist keeps saying that he's all fine. A while back, when he broke his hip, one of my aunts got upset at me because I didn't bring him groceries or cook for him. Instead, I contacted social workers and meal services to try to get him help, but he refused it. Now my family is talking about going to court to have him declared incapable of making decisions, so someone would be appointed to handle all his medical and financial decisions. My uncle suggested it should be me because I'm his daughter. And I'm almost certain he's gonna ask me to let my dad live with me if he loses his apartment. The thing is, I don't want this responsibility. I also don't feel like he's ever really been a parent to me. I feel guilty, but I also know being his guardian would completely drain me emotionally and financially. I also feel bad because he's my dad, so I do feel like I have some sort of responsibility to help him out. I said that I don't feel confident taking this legal role, but I'd be okay helping in other ways if needed. One of my family member offered taking that role and that she wouldn't mind. But I'm scared that my family will see me as heartless and selfish, and I'm scared they'll cut me off if I say no. Am I the asshole for refusing to become my dad's legal guardian? Not the asshole. Your aunts and uncles should have protested this loudly when he wasn't involved in your life as a child. They are reaping what they've sown. Not the asshole. Your uncle suggested it should be you because he doesn't want to do it. Because he knows what a huge drain on time, energy, money, and emotional well-being it would be for anyone. He doesn't necessarily owe it to your dad, but you definitely don't. Parents have a responsibility to their children. The reverse is not true. You don't owe your dad anything just because he managed to be fun a few days a year. You are 100% right to refuse, so please keep your chin up and stay confident. Your father already damaged your childhood. Don't ever believe that you owe him your adulthood too. Not the asshole. Nope, 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 nope. Stay away from that. If your aunts and uncles want him to have a guardian, they are free to volunteer for that role. Not the asshole. Just because he sired you does not mean you owe him your life. He has not been a father to you, he has not taken care of you, and has chosen drugs, alcohol over you for your entire life. His bad decisions do not obligate you to ruin your life to support him now. As for how your family views you, does it actually matter? Are you willing to set your entire life on fire for possible decades just so some people have a warm fuzzy when they think of you? As for them possibly cutting you off, where was that energy towards him when he was being a shit parent to you when you were a literal child? Do not set yourself on fire just to keep the man who chose drugs and alcohol over everyone else warm. You are only 25. This is a job for your dad's sister or brother. Not the asshole. Becoming someone's legal guardian is a huge responsibility and it can become a burden if you don't want to do it. Say no. Am I the asshole for telling my dad it's his own fault he doesn't have an active role in his grandkids' lives? So my dad is unfortunately still having kids at the big age of 63 lol. He already has 2 adult children, my brother, 30M, and myself, 27F. Both of us have kids of our own. He randomly texted my brother and I in a group chat several nights ago to say that he feels left out of his grandchildren's lives. Both my brother and I have very active in-laws who are retired. We are very grateful to have village that lives close by. Our mom also is an active grandma as well. Recently my in-laws, my brother's in-laws, our mom and the kids went on a vacation. Of course I posted pics on social media. I do that for all of my trips. Well, I'm pretty sure this is what my dad was referring to when he claims he feels left out. My brother is a non-confrontational kinda guy and didn't reply. We had our own side conversion. I individually texted my dad and said I'm sorry you feel that way, but that's really not our fault. I reminded him that he has 2 kids under the age 2, he lives over an hour away from all of us, and instead of being a grandpa at this stage of his life, he made the decision to start completely over. He told me that we are intentionally leaving him out because we don't like his wife. We don't really care for his wife, I won't lie. Regardless of not liking his wife, it's not our jobs to make sure he has a relationship with his grandkids. He also started rambling about how we don't make an effort with our half-siblings and how he wants all of his kids to be tight-knit. I told him that if he wanted us to have that type of relationship, he should have had his kids within a reasonable time frame. That he can't expect siblings that are married with families of their own to be close with a toddler and a baby that don't live close by. I just wanted to get some outside opinions. My friends and family say I said nothing wrong, but I do feel kinda bad because my dad never responded after my last message. I'm positive I hurt his feelings. What do y'all think? Am I the asshole in this situation? Not the asshole. This man wants to snap his fingers and have everyone in his family close to him without putting in any effort or facing any consequences for his actions. How close did he imagine you and your brother would be to your half-siblings if they're 30 years younger than you? Not the asshole. You're not the asshole for giving your dad a reality check. He can't expect to have an active role in your kids' lives when he chose to start a new family and lives so far away, and your in-laws and mom have been the ones to step up. It's understandable that he feels left out, but that's a natural consequence of his decisions, not a result of you intentionally excluding him, and it's not your job to manage his feelings or change your family's dynamic just to accommodate his feelings. Yikes. What's his proposal for how to be closer and more involved in your life? I think one of the challenges is it sounds like he's complaining, but he's not offering a solution. So that means somehow it's your job to fix this when you have accepted the situation as it is. I mean, the fact that he thinks 2 married 30-year-olds should have a relationship with their minor-age siblings tells you all you need to know about his rationale thinking. My guess is he wants you to babysit his kids under the guise of bonding. Regardless, your dad seems to think all kids are the same regardless of age. Not the asshole. My own dad said it's not worth the effort to travel and see us. He has met his grandson twice. The kid is 2. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. He is a grown-ass man. He could initiate connections. It's the same old saying, girl, if he wanted to he would. The other family members have let their actions speak. They are involved. I have 50 cents that says he is looking for some free babysitting via you. Am I the asshole for not inviting my sister to my wedding because she always makes everything about herself? So I, 29F, am getting married next fall. I'm super excited, and planning has been stressful, but fun. I love hosting and party planning, so having a huge, well-planned wedding means a lot to me. The issue is my sister, 31F. For as long as I can remember, she's had a really awful habit of hijacking big events. For example, at my college graduation, she announced her engagement during the dinner. She dated the guy for 2 months and they broke up a week after my graduation. At my fiancé's birthday last year, she revealed she was pregnant. She later miscarried, which was awful, but the timing of the announcement was still really inappropriate. The final straw was at my parents' anniversary party, when she got really drunk and started laughing at my parents' speech when the speech was clearly not at a laughing part. Her apology was half-assed at best and definitely in that popular girl, "Ops sorry" way, if that makes sense. This is part of the problem. A lot of what she does is hard to explain. It's all in the mannerisms and tone, but I know what she's doing. I feel it in my soul. I love her, but it's become a pattern. Every milestone turns into her stage. When it came to my wedding, I just couldn't handle the idea of something I've waited for my whole life for being overshadowed. Especially since hosting and party planning means so much to me. My fiancé agrees. After a lot of guilt and back and forth, I decided not to invite her. I told her privately, and she lost it. She called me selfish, said I was tearing the family apart, and that she'd never forgive me. Here's the thing, I know she won't. But I don't know if I care. My parents are furious at me and say I'm being vindictive and childish, but again, I don't know if I care. I feel awful, but I also feel relieved. Like this is the only way to protect the day. A part of me knows I am being an asshole, but am I being too big of an asshole? Please give your opinions. I need to know if I'm being ridiculous. You know your family and you are allowed your boundaries. She has always shown she will trample any boundary with no thought to the damage. If you stick to her not going, and I think you should, you'll always be an asshole to her. Even if you invite her now, she will use the occasion to talk about how you initially banned her and still make the day about her. Stick to keeping her uninvited. Security. 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 Can you tell I think you should hire security to make sure she does not sneak into the ceremony or reception? I'll be the one to ask. Are we sure she was pregnant? Not the asshole. You know her better than most. She's proven repeatedly that she must be the center of attention. I have one of those too. We're LC now. I put up with it for too long. Not the asshole. She has a documented history of making every big event about her, regardless of the reason for said event. Your parents can be mad all they want. It's not their wedding. If they want to call you names, just remind them of all those times sis decided to make everything about herself at the last 3 gatherings. Then keep your boundary in place. Not the asshole. Seconding the security and adding a reminder to reach out to your vendors, venue, dress shop, etc. to set up passwords. Your sister or parents may try to cancel or make changes to screw things up. Good luck.